stress less, watch an inspiring talk on YouTube. I have had the intention of making a video topic in which I tell you guys exactly which channels I have watched that have been influential for me. And I allow for influences to take varying forms. It could be I will listen to someone's political rambling, even if I completely disagree with it, and I know I will disagree with it, and I have experience with this individual and their opinions, and I'm like, this person and I are just never gonna see eye to eye on this topic. But I do that so that I can maintain awareness. I like to, even if I don't support something, I like to know about it. It is one of the things that I could credit with helping me develop a sense of not being easily offended. And that's why usually when I see something that I think it's rude or mean sent in my direction, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It was my deliberate, voluntary exposure to those things that helped me pretty much toughen my skin up a little bit, because I used to be a little bit intimidated. I used to be someone who got uncomfortable when someone would have a very dissenting opinion. And then I said, why am I afraid of those clowns? Those are the ones that make this shit fun and exciting. Now, when it comes to healing kind of content, I want to say Psych to Go has been the one channel that I can say has helped me stop feeling guilty about myself as a person, about how I felt from everything that could possibly affect a person and make you feel that way. Being in emotionally abusive relationships, having that feeling of being the weird one who always had trouble fitting in because I was unique, I was different, and I was not afraid of being myself, being different. And I didn't let others' rejection of me, discrimination of me really get into me. And I can say that in the channel too, like over the years, especially 7 years ago, some of you got really, I guess, heated over the racial topic and how genuinely simple I am with that subject. And I looked at it as back then I was trying to reason with people and try to prove my point, because I had like that innocent, naive view of the world. And I guess I needed those interactions to realize that even if you're scientific and you have all the evidence backing you up, some people just ain't gonna get it. They're going to believe whatever they were raised to believe or whatever they want to believe. It shouldn't be anybody's job to change that. And in a sense, if you were to change that, dissent would stop existing. And I think the world would be boring, because if there's something I love to do is argue day in and day out. I like to argue from the debate point of view. I'm not one of those people who's like, about shit. I can't do that. I hate that. But when it comes to debating actual ideas and beliefs, I can do that all day long. It's one of my pleasures in life. Another channel I can say I owe a lot to when it comes to strengthening my mind. I want to say this was the first one of this kind that I had exposure to. It's from The School of Life. I really like that channel because it gets very philosophical. Not only does it tell you facts about psychology and sociology, but it is presented in a way that challenges the regular narrative that you may be used to. I don't know how to explain it. You just have to listen to the narrator, who I believe is actually some kind of philosophical dude as an actual career. That's what he does for an actual living. I forget. I think his name is Alain. God, I'm so bad with names. But anyway, he has an awesome narrator voice. Occasionally, there's some other girl who does the narration. The one video that I can say I enjoyed a lot was the key to liberate yourself from your past, from your childhood. Those are the kinds of subjects that they go over. And honestly, they helped me accept my situation more than educate me into it and convince me into it. Like I have said before, I felt guilty about feeling the way I was feeling. But I knew that what I was feeling was a fact. It was true. It wasn't made up. It's not an exaggeration. It's not, I just want to be a victim. It's not, I'm just hurt, everybody else mean, everybody else bad. It's more about based off your reality. These are the symptoms you're going to experience. That is okay. You are having valid feelings. However, to keep those things from haunting you, this is what you do. That part of accepting it and not allowing myself to be manipulated and bullied into emotional submission by people who simply did not understand that's what I was going through and that was my reality and that I was not embarrassed about it. It helped me be strong to learn to live with my mind the way it is and my emotions the way they are, but also to confront the people who were having trouble accepting that about me. As a result, whether intentionally or not, I was being mentally and emotionally abused, and I have to call it for what it is. But because channels like that equipped me with the understanding of myself that I was lacking, now I know how to exist in this world with the circle of people I have. And every single one of them who I can think of who made me feel however I felt, which was bad and negative and depressed, and I felt the lack of support and the loneliness and everything that I have projected over the years up until my recovery time. Because I finally had this knowledge, then I was able to confront them and, in a sense, force them to introspect and address their own issues. Because some of these folks who were behaving as if they have somehow superiority over me because they happen to be older or whatever the fuck, I'm like, you got problems. You are so overworked, so overstressed that you haven't had the time to introspect. And I think it's because you're scared of who you actually are. And until you address your issues that you have gone decades without acknowledging, not only are you not going to get along with me, but you will continue to have a shit existence. And that was hard, you guys. Like, I can say it like this very easily and nonchalantly, like it's a breeze, but that shit took work. It took a lot of, for me personally, getting out of my shell because I really wanted to do things right. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I was like an all around, just absolutely, utterly nice, sweet, decent human being. And then I said, at some point, I have to embrace an asshole side of me so that maybe that'll instigate the reaction from people to finally make myself be respected. You ever meet someone who's so nice and so kind that other people just legit don't know how to handle that and they try to abuse this person, take advantage of them? I was that person. I was 197,000% innocent. And now looking back, I kind of cringe at that because it is a testament to how well I was raised. I want to give credit to that and how I didn't have trouble accepting lessons in school and at home and being taught. But unfortunately, when you're raised like that, you're not taught survival skills. You're not taught defensive skills. I think that people like that, we're great, but we're also the most vulnerable. Literally, no one out there told me that. I had to arrive at that conclusion by me doing my research, my reading, and those subjects that the algorithm happened to feed me. Fortunately, the right people who showed up in my life at the right time, and the fact that I still had functionality within me to listen to them, believe in them, and accept what they were telling me. That was the hardest part because it was conflicting with what I knew about how to be. And basically, a couple of people had to just sit me down and show me things for what they really were. And I knew they were right. They were showing me the evidence, but I was having trouble accepting it. Living in denial is one of the most hurtful things you can do to yourself. So, things like this I'm always going to be watching those if the algorithm feeds me a topic that I think aligns with what I'm looking for, especially from reputable channels, because there's a lot of channels out here who are clickbaity or AI generated. I don't like those. I have zero respect for those. But if it's reputable ones such as Psych2Go, the School of Life, the Institute of Anatomy too has helped me understand body processes a little better and make some adjustments in my life. I'm like, something like that, those are great resources to allow yourself to be influenced by, to improve the quality of your life, and to find inspiration. From time to time, from listening to one of those subjects, it may inspire me into sharing some thoughts with you guys. It's not something I'm already not okay with or possibly haven't already gone over, but sometimes the way they present the information helps me organize some thoughts that I may have all over. It's pretty much the ashwagandha for my mind without actually taking the herb. Well, there you guys have it. That's it from me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts and experiences with these. What are your favorite philosophical, or I guess socially influential channels out there that you prefer? For me, these psychology inclined ones, at least for the time in my life I needed it, which was to liberate myself from my curses, they served their purpose. And I don't frequent those channels as much as I used to. I want to say I stopped needing them as resources about 3, 4 years ago. And if you notice, that's when my attitude began to change a little bit. That's when I became a little bit more bold, more confident about myself, less guilt ridden, less reserved about certain things. Like I said, I got the help that I needed. I think at the moment that was most appropriate for me to get it, because timing can be important sometimes. Okay, that's it. Bye.